Travel companions. We've seen a lot about Paris, but here I want to give you a complete 5-day itinerary which you can adapt to your own needs, whether it's more or less. Paris. It doesn't need any more introduction, so let's get started quickly. Day 1. We're going to start counting this day from the morning, assuming you've arrived at night and rested enough to start experiencing this city. Light. You will adjust the schedule according to your arrival time in the city. In the morning, we'll do a free tour, the classic one, just to have that first contact with the city and with someone who speaks our language. They usually start around 10 in the morning, so you'll have time to have a good breakfast and get to the meeting point. Some of them start in front of the Hôtel de Ville, others at the Sainte-Michelle fountain. It depends on which one you choose. Remember that you set the price for the tour. It's not free, but rather pay what you want. What is convenient is to have the tour reserved. It doesn't cost anything to do so. You just go to the website, make the reservation, and then you'll have the time and place where it will start. All the places where we make this or other reservations that we will mention are listed in a special post on the blog, as well as the map with each of the points, so you don't waste too much time here with the explanation of each place. The duration of these free tours is around 2.5 hours or a little more. So before 1 p.m. approximately, we will have finished this activity. Many of the free tours end in front of the Louvre Museum, so since we're here, we'll take the opportunity to go inside the museum. Attention! The museum is closed on Tuesdays. This information and prices I'm giving are from May 2023, so make sure to check them again. Every time you need to make a reservation, there's something you need to be clear about. Ideally, you should already have your tickets purchased in advance. 3 ways to get your tickets. Go to the official website or reservation pages and get your ticket with a scheduled time. The ticket price is 17 euros. There are free days and times, so check that on the website. The other way is to book a guided tour. You can book a guided tour in Spanish that lasts about 2 hours. You can get it on any of the activity reservation websites. Of course, the price will be higher for this, starting at around 50 euros. But since it varies, I'll leave all the information on the blog, and you can check it out. Although, as we can see, the price is quite a bit higher. For those who really love art, doing it with a guide who will give you a lot of information can be very interesting. And the other way, finally, would be getting the Paris Pass. With this pass, either the 4-day or the 6-day one, currently the Paris Museum is included, providing access to the Louvre. I say this now because the options change often, so check. Never buy a pass or a ticket without having read everything very carefully. After you have bought that pass, after buying the Paris Pass, make a free reservation on the website for your museum entry by selecting the day and time from the same Paris Pass page. They show you how to do it. I already know the question you're asking yourselves, pass or no pass? We have a video about passes, but like I said, check the options again because they get outdated. In the video, we talk a bit about when getting a pass will be useful for you and when it won't. Well, you'll spend at least 3 hours inside the museum, so after leaving the Louvre, we'll take a walk to the Palais Royal, taking it easy. Palais Royal is north of the Louvre Palace. It was built by Cardinal Richelieu to be his Parisian residence, starting in 1624, and it was donated to King Louis XIII in 1636. The Buren columns, created by artist Daniel Buren, are in the courtyard near the garden. The 260 octagonal columns striped in black and white are worth a visit and have become one of the symbols of Paris. Walking among these columns is very interesting, and it's fun to see how people are trying to take pictures. They're very Instagrammable. I'm sure you'll also spend quite a bit of time taking some lovely photos. I would love it if, when you do this tour and take photos here or anywhere else in Paris, you tag Europa Accompagnata on Instagram. That way I can share your story and see all those photos of you. And don't tell me now that you still don't follow us on Instagram to see all the photos we keep posting. At Europa Accompagnata. We're heading now to Place Vendôme. Place Vendôme, in the first district, is the height of glamour. Luxurious shops such as Gucci, Van Cleef, Cartier, Vuitton, and hotels like the Ritz surround this square. We will admire the famous Vendôme column, erected by order of Napoleon in 1810, and we will continue our walk. If it is still early, we can delay one of the last stops and choose to go see the Church of La Madeleine. It closes at 7 p.m., so you might not find it open. Remember the daylight hours, as well as the times when places will be open. The activities and monuments will vary depending on the season in which you are traveling. Admission to the Church of La Madeleine is free. The construction of this church lasted from 1764 to 1842, and it's an interesting church to see, because from the outside it looks like a Greek temple with its columns, not like a church. No, many steps separate us now from Place Concorde. Place de la Concorde is located in the 8th district and at the beginning of the Champs-Élysées. In its center stands the Luxor obelisk, an obelisk from the Luxor Temple in ancient Thebes, Egypt, and it was placed in the square in 1836. With two monumental fountains completed in 1840, visiting the square, along with seeing the Luxor obelisk, will make you spend quite a bit of time there. Right in front, we'll find one of the entrances to the Tuileries Garden. This Tuileries Garden connects the Louvre Museum with the Place de la Concorde. Maybe you've already walked through the Tuileries with Friture. This garden has two ponds and beautiful statues. It's a lovely place to take a break. Here we also find the Musée de l'Orangerie, where you can see works of Impressionism and Post-Impressionism, with Monet's paintings standing out. The entrance fee is 12.50, and it's also included if you have the Paris Pass, the 4-day or longer one that includes the Museum Pass. Most likely the museum will already be closed when you get here, so you'll have to leave it for another day or skip some of the previous stops. It's your decision. In this itinerary, I'm going to end each day with a nighttime view. In this case, We'll retrace our steps to the Louvre to end the night with the illuminated pyramid. It's another beautiful place to take some lovely photos, which make for really nice shots. Now let's rest to have full energy for day 2. Here on the map, all the points of this route are marked. Day 2. We'll start this second day on Montmartre Hill in the 18th district. We'll travel from our accommodation, most likely by metro, and get off at Amber Station. That way, we can start the climb up to the carousel. And from there, we can go up the stairs or take the funicular. The latter costs a metro ticket. You might already have the Navigo or Paris Visit Pass, as it's included. Once we're up there, we'll first admire the city views. They're wonderful. And then we'll head to the entrance of the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. The line, although long, moves quite quickly. Admission is free. The first stone of the basilica was laid in 1875, and although it was completed in 1914, it wasn't consecrated until the end of World War I in 1919. We arrive at Place du Tertre. We'll get lost here among the tourists. Maybe we'll want to have our portrait drawn, or have a coffee at one of those small Parisian tables. Dreamy, isn't it? You can tour Montmartre on your own, like we're doing here, or book a free tour to explore it with a guide. I also think the latter is a really good option. Remember to book it in advance. We'll spend the whole morning of this second day in Montmartre. Don't miss the vineyard here, La Maison Rose, the cabaret, La Pinagile. Also, don't miss Rue de l'Abrebois, the Moulin, La Galette, or the Wall of Love. Anyway, the tour is charming. We'll finish the walk at the Moulin Rouge. If you want to see this tour in more detail, even with distances, I'll leave you the video we have in the description. It will already be past noon. We will probably have sat down to eat something, and we'll take the metro too. The Garnier Opera House. We arrive at the Garnier Opera House, and as always, I suggest having your ticket reserved ahead of time. The price for it is 14 euros. The Garnier Opera House, also known as the Palais Garnier or the Paris Opera, is one of the most iconic buildings in the district of Paris. Napoleon III commissioned architect Charles Garnier to build it, and it opened in 1875. I recommend visiting the opera. The interior is wonderful. It's a visit that's really worth it. And after the tour, from here, we'll take a short walk to the viewpoint at Galeries Lafayette, one of the best viewpoints in Paris, and it's free to enter. Take some time as well to admire the gallery. It's a magnificent building. From here, we'll continue walking to the Printemps Haussmann Gallery. It also has a rooftop viewpoint to enjoy, as well as its interior architecture, which will also leave us amazed. Take your time to admire its dome. If after these tours it's still early and you're not too tired, you can add to these galleries some of the covered passages of Paris, like the Passage des Panoramas, the Passage Verdot, or the Galeries Vivienne. If you're interested, we have a video showing a detailed route with more passages. The tour of the covered passages is less traditional, but it will take you through different, picturesque places. I recommend watching the video, and there you'll see if it's something you would like to do or not, because, as we always say, everyone's tastes are different. And now we're taking the subway to start our trip to the icon of Paris, the Eiffel Tower. For going up the Eiffel Tower, we will have our tickets reserved in advance. As soon as you have your plans set, don't wait to get this ticket, because often you won't be able to get one later for the chosen day and time. You can get it on the official or reservation websites. The price to go up to the top is €28.30. I stressed to the top, since there are different types of ascents. To the second floor, to the top, by elevator, by stairs, plus elevator, so take your time to see what you choose. I'm also leaving a video about this in the description. We'll choose to go up in the late afternoon, because it will be a really nice way to end the day, watching the golden hour from the top. Check online for your dates. What time will the sun start to set? Enjoy the views. How do those rays hit? It leaves everything a unique color. Tourism is massive in places like this, so take it easy, because you're going to find a lot of people. When you come down, it might already be getting dark, or maybe there's not much time left. Start walking towards Trocadero because we'll be wrapping up tonight from there. Night at the Trocadero Esplanade, with the Eiffel Tower lit up before our eyes. Speechless. End of day 2, but what kind of end? Here's the map with the places we visited on the second day marked on it. Day 3. Today we're going to wake up early because a palace is waiting for us. We're going to the Palace of Versailles. The Palace of Versailles was the royal residence between 1682 and 1789, and it is located in the town of Versailles, about 20 kilometers from Paris, and it receives millions of visitors year after year. We will take the Réseau Express Regional train for the trip. The Réseau Express Regional Sea Line will leave you about 5 or 10 minutes walking from the palace. You can connect to it from your nearest metro station to the station where the Réseau Express Régional Sea Line passes towards Versailles Château Rive Gauche. Is that the stop where you will get off? You can buy the tickets on the official website or on ticket sales pages. The full price is €21.50 or €28.50, depending on whether it's a fountain show day or not. It's also currently included in the 4-day or 6-day Paris pass. On the ticket sales pages, you have different types of guided tickets or tickets with transportation from Paris. I'll leave you the options, and you can see which one works best for you. But to organize the whole trip from the beginning, from Paris, to check prices and types of tickets, we have a video dedicated especially to answering questions. So if you're going to do this itinerary and dedicate one of the days to Versailles, I would recommend watching the video. And there's also a post on the blog to complement the information. Versailles includes 3 palaces: Versailles, Grand Trianon, and Petit Trianon, as well as several buildings located in the village. The tour of this palace will take us several hours, so try to book an early morning time slot, and you probably won't leave until the afternoon. It's a day that we won't fill with activities, because the palace and its gardens will take up most of the day, for sure. There are definitely people who do things faster, and there are also those who do things more slowly. It's very hard to estimate the timing, because we all have different preferences, and we spend more or less time on activities. After finishing this activity, we'll take the train back to Paris, now heading to the Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe is one of the most famous monuments in the French capital and in the world. Also, it was built between 1806 and 1836 by order of Napoleon Bonaparte to commemorate the victory at the Battle of Austerlitz and is located in the 8th district. We all plan to go see the Arc de Triomphe, but what not so many of us do is actually go up it, and the views from up there are really beautiful. So in this itinerary proposed by Europa Accompagnata, we will go up the Arc. The entrance fee is €13. It's also included in the 4- and 6-day Paris pass, At least at this moment, as I told you, always check, because it changes a lot. The Arc's views never disappoint. When we leave the Arc, we will take a walk along the Champs-Élysées. You can stop for dinner in the area. Remember that it is a place with somewhat higher prices. Always check menus before entering any restaurant, not just here. Both to see what they offer and to check the prices, so you don't have a bad experience. And going back to our steps toward the arch, now that night has fallen, we'll end this day with images of the arch illuminated. You'll also get some really great photos that I hope to see. Day 4. We'll begin today at the Cité. We'll start this day by visiting one of the most beautiful churches in Paris on the inside. We'll visit Sainte-Chapelle, is considered one of the masterpieces of the radiant period of Gothic architecture. It was built to house the relics acquired by King St. Louis. Sainte-Chapelle was consecrated in 1248. The stained glass windows are outstanding. They truly leave you amazed. The entrance fee is 11.50, and since we will later visit the conciergerie next door, it's good to know that the combined ticket is 18.50. Both are included in the 4- and 6-day Paris pass at this moment. As we said when we left, we will go next door to the conciergerie. The conciergerie, also known as the Palais de la Cité, is a historic building located on the Quai de l'Horloge. The palace was the residence of the kings of France from the 10th to the 14th centuries and ended up being turned into a state prison in 1392. While moving between visits, it may already be close to noon. We'll go have something for lunch in the Latin Quarter. Now we'll take the subway to the Latin Quarter. We'll go to the Pantheon, and then we'll walk back. The Latin Quarter is a tour I would never skip in the French city, starting with the Pantheon, then the Saint-Étienne-du-Mont Church. And why? The locations from Emily in Paris or Midnight in Paris are also here in this neighborhood. You can feel this Parisian atmosphere. You'll definitely breathe it in as you walk the streets. The entrance to the Pantheon costs 11.50 euros and is included in the 4- and 6-day Paris pass. We'll spend quite a bit of time there. If you want to organize a complete tour of the Latin Quarter and want information about each of the things, as well as what you can see inside the Pantheon and the church, Saint-Étienne-du-Mont, we have a video to make with the most iconic places, with some locations from Emily in Paris, as well as from Midnight in Paris. And you can also do this tour with a free tour and get even more information. Always remember to book it in advance. After walking a lot through its streets, our steps will now take us to the Luxembourg Gardens, where we'll take the opportunity to rest from all this walking. These gardens, designed in 1612 under the orders of Maria de' Medici, are the most central and perhaps the most beautiful gardens in Paris. Taking a break by its pond, admiring the Luxembourg Palace, will make it all worth coming here. And after resting and seeing that the sun is starting to set, we will now slowly walk down the streets of the Latin Quarter until we reach the Seine and, on its bank, to Notre Dame. This cathedral symbolizes Paris. We will see it still being restored after the April 15th, 2019 fire. It was an occasion when many of us felt our hearts ache because of this disaster. You might want to go back to your hotel, already quite tired from the day. But if you want to have dinner in this Latin Quarter, the little streets near the Sainte-Chapelle fountain have a wide variety of restaurants. Night will have already fallen, and therefore, our highlight of the day awaits us. Notre Dame at night. All these highlights that we leave at the end of each day. It depends on whether it gets dark where you are, so you can return to the hotel and look for one of these places at night. You can switch them around with each other as you like. Fifth and last day in Paris for us, and you'll see the grand finale for this itinerary. We'll start the day in the 14th district of Paris and underground in the city. Welcome to the Catacombs of Paris. Since we know that not everyone might think this is a good plan, at the end we'll give you other options to add or swap for places you already know or aren't interested in. We all have different tastes. The Paris catacombs are tunnels beneath the city, originally old quarries from the 15th century. Later, due to a plague problem in the city and to avoid health issues, they were used to deposit bones from various cemeteries. You can buy tickets online, and I recommend you do so, because even though it might not seem like it, thousands of people visit every year. The cost is 29 euros. We have a video with a detailed tour. It might be a visit you want to skip if it's too intense, or just not your thing. As I said, that's how it is. Would you like to swap this tour for one of the ones we'll leave at the end of the video? I'm giving you an itinerary idea, which is just one among 1,000 different ones you can create, and I'm sure they'll all be amazing. Start looking based on how close they are to your hotel, with the tours, switching places, switching days, weekends. Arrange the itinerary as you like. After this visit, which will take us about an hour, we will go to visit Les Invalides to see Napoleon's tomb. The Palace of the Invalides is an architectural complex located in the 7th District, near the military school. Originally created as a residence for retired French soldiers and military personnel, it houses the mortal remains of Napoleon. You might know it better by its golden dome, visible from many parts of the city, than by its name. The entrance to this army museum costs 14 euros, and is included in the 4- and 6-day Paris Pass. Whether we walk or take the metro, we will now go to the Musée d'Orsay. Located in an old train station, the visit is worth it, both for all the artworks you'll find inside and for its structure. It occupies, as we said, the old building of the Orsay railway station and houses the largest collection of Impressionist works in the world. The entrance fee is 16 euros and it's included in the tourist pass. From here, we'll head to the Pompidou Center. The Georges Pompidou National Center for Art and Culture was designed by architects Renzo Piano and Richard Rogers. The building, completed in 1977, houses the National Museum of Modern Art, with one of the most comprehensive collections of modern and contemporary art in the world. The entrance fee is €14, and it is also included in the Paris Pass Tourist Pass. And now we will move on to another of Paris's iconic neighborhoods, Le Marais. We will visit the Place des Vosges and get lost in its streets. This wonderful square is home to the Victor Hugo House, which you can visit for free. Getting lost in its streets will let us discover the charm of this neighborhood and keep marveling at Paris on this last day. After visiting all these previous places, most of the day will have passed. Let's remember that these are all places where we'll spend a lot of time. Now we'll add the final touch to this itinerary. We'll finish the last day by taking a boat ride on the Seine River. We'll have our tickets reserved for the evening, so we can board before night falls, and so that it's not yet dark on the Seine, and the monuments start to light up. A romantic ending for a deserving city. For this tour, we have two options. Just take the cruise. Remember to sit on the deck to admire the city, so bring a coat. Or, if you can afford it, on a cruise. With Seine. This dinner on the Seine River will give us a spectacular ending to these wonderful days we will have spent in Paris. If you want to know if you'll like it and see details like prices and the menu, I'll share a video of our experience. That way, you can evaluate by watching the images. But what I've told you several times already, with Seine or without her, the boat ride on the Seine River is something that I personally wouldn't miss. Here are some things to add on extra days or to swap with ones you don't like as much. You add the Père Lachaise Cemetery, a very interesting tour. Another one is the Montparnasse Tower Observation Deck. The visit to La Défense and going up its arch. The tour along the Saint-Martin Canal, a tour that I really enjoyed doing. The Viaduct of Sarthes and Rue Crémieux, for those who love taking photographs. Going up in the balloon at Citroën Park. Personally, I really like the Cluny Museum. Anyway, there are so many more things to add in this wonderful city. Travel companions, we've reached the end of this guide. Remember that we have lots of videos dedicated to Paris, with complete routes, distances, and prices. If you liked this guide, but most importantly, if it was helpful to you, Don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and share it with travelers whose next destination is Paris.